Hey, everybody!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome back to Game of Thrones!
yay! They're jumping up and down, screaming and high-fiving.
Y'all ready for this? Game, it's Game fucking Thrones. Where's Tyrion's Varys is there? Oh yeah, but where's that other guy who owns the house? Y'all ready for this? Hi, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
I'm boss.
Welcome back to Game of Thrones discussions with STS Season 5.
Season 5, The War to Come.
The Cinco.
Wrapping up the Dance with Dragons novel here.
Yes.
And then the show will be... This season will cover
okay.
Dance with
No, I
Dragons.
thought you meant this episode wrapping up.
No.
I was like, whoa.
Yes, wait,
Slow
what?
down there.
Been a pretty boring book.
We've been away doing Better Call Saul and The Walking Dead.
2 minutes.
I have completed the series, finally.
Oh, yes.
The books?
Boss is still, has not,
Bookless.
bookless.
Anti-bookite.
That's how we like it. Dexter, as we all know, has read the whole thing.
Not that I you know what's funny is watching this episode, I was trying to remember so hard
Right.
details from the books, because that was like 3 years ago already. I don't remember
true.
anything.
I remember some things here and there. As we go on, as we watch the show, I think it clicks back, because even later on I have stuff to say about Loras, and he was reminding me stuff about Renly that I had forgotten about.
And there were things with like Mance that happened in this episode that I was remembering things from the book, but it's like hard because you don't want to bring up spoilers, so just in case they do bring certain things up. So when I do remember something, it's like, do I want to say anything? Because it could... I don't know where the show... And we were talking about this before, Oxnard. We know now that George Martin has told the show creators what the ending
basically is where it's going.
Yeah. And so, the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
He was like pecking at your head like a chicken.
Oh, I thought he was doing like sit-ups.
No.
Because I just felt like the couch
Yeah, so
jerking.
basically the show is doing its own thing, but I think it's going to reach the same point as the end point of the books, but it's going
in a different way.
Channels.
Yeah.
Different
So
in
there's
this
going to be new stuff for
a lot
us.
of things. A lot of things have been different from the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, there have been minor things, but here's the thing, like something major that happened in this episode. Well, no, I can't because I'll spoil. I could spoil things because I don't know where the show is going to go.
Here's the thing: we can even spoil things in the book. It doesn't mean it's even going to matter in the show. We don't know yet.
That's why
why
this is a big season.
Which brings me to
Talk about
for us.
Hold on. Which brings me, the first thing I wanted to mention is that this was in the news. There were 4 episodes. The first 4 episodes of the season
Ripped from the headlines.
They were ripped. The story is that before the season starts, they send out this DVD which has the 4 first episodes to critics and stuff like that. I guess our copy got lost in the mail.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll give HBO a pass on this
It's
one.
all right.
They've been so good to us.
So some assholes online. I'm trying to avoid like old Game of Thrones stuff online because people will
they're
just
freaking out about stuff or something.
No,
you think?
like people will try and trick people about the show.
Tricksters.
People who haven't read the books and stuff like that.
Jon Snow's 12-inch dick.
There's been thousands of downloads. I personally thought it was an entrapment thing from HBO. I thought they were trying to, like, I know they said in the past, like, oh yeah, share your HBO Go password, and yeah, we don't care if people download Game of Thrones, do whatever you want.
It is the most downloaded show of all time, and HBO is still making a buttload of money off it. So I don't think that it would be entrapment.
Yeah, I think the president of HBO, I think his quote is like, "We don't care if people torrent our show. We're not trying to make money. We're trying to create addicts." Something along those lines. He wants people to become addicted to the show, and that's how they make their money.
Yeah,
which is cool.
And I mean, the products that they have. Unlike, because you get emails from like the HBO shop and all this stuff. Right. I mean, there's so much fucking stuff. Game of Thrones related products that you can get now.
But just know, like, we're going to talk about this episode. I personally
just know that we are talking about it. That's why you clicked on.
I'm not going to watch
season 5, episode 1.
I'm not going to watch the other episodes. Boss has said differently.
Yeah, I'm not either. But Boss says he's gonna.
I'm gonna try to find him.
Yeah, he's not going to find them.
Oh yeah, HBO said I could watch him.
What?
HBO.
He said he could
Told
watch.
him.
You could
Mr. HBO.
You just said it, didn't you?
Mr. Howard Bowles
I didn't
Onofris
say it.
told him
Okay.
that he could watch Doesn't matter that he's a homeless guy who lives under the bridge.
Okay, well, basically what we used to do is we talk about each character as they appeared in the show, and we just talk about that character's story arc throughout the show. That seems to have worked in the past, so I'm thinking maybe we can keep doing that.
Sure, is that what we've done? I can't even remember.
Yeah, like, let's say here, Cersei's the first character.
Yes.
One question I have for you. This episode opens up with a flashback.
Right.
With Cersei as a child and her friend. In the book, I believe it was her and two other friends, and one of the little girls runs away.
Was it? I don't even remember that. That was from the book, that scene.
I remember she talks about it or something like that. I forget exactly, but is this the first flashback in Game of Thrones? Besides, like,
no, but they've recalled many things.
But I'm pretty sure this is the first time you see like an actual flashback. Like,
What? It can't be.
well, name it.
I don't know, but I don't think that's
The only other flashback that's not even really flashback is when Bran starts having visions of the past.
No, those are visions. That's not
Those are
even
visions.
That's
And
not a flashback.
I'm pretty sure this is the only flashback.
You're right, and they've had many conversations and told many stories discussing the past. Oh man, I'm trying to think if there was.
Also,
well, if listening out there, listeners, listeners listening out there,
Lancel Lannister.
I got all frazzled for a second. Listeners, listen up. Let us know what
don't
another
leave spoilers.
flashback was. No spoilers.
If you've read the book, don't. That's for other videos that actually.
Or if you've watched the other episodes, by the way.
Yeah, don't spoil anything. Keep spoilers relevant, up to date to this episode.
Keep spoilers relevant. What is wrong with us here? What's going on
See
here?
what happened in Mad Men?
They go to visit the Frog Woman.
Yeah.
Do you recall the Frog Woman, Dexter? Really?
The Frog Woman?
Yeah, that was her name.
I didn't know that.
Is she of the frog people?
Could be.
I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about.
People, right?
Yeah, well, that's what they're. It's like a derogatory thing because they live in the swamp region.
I wanted to ask you, Dexter.
Is derogatory too.
I don't think that's meant to be a compliment.
I wanted to ask you, where did Cersei grow up as a kid?
Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock.
I was gonna say Castle Black for a second. No, Casterly Rock. Yeah, and then they moved to King's Landing because Tywin was the hand of the king for the Targaryens, was he not?
Yes.
And then that's why Jaime joined the Kingsguard, so that he could
Exactly.
be with Cersei.
So basically, they visit this kind of witch woman who supposedly gives out prophecies. Hello?
What's so funny about that?
Supposedly gives out prophecies.
So they search her out, and she wants to know.
Oh, yeah, that's that witch woman. Supposedly she gives out prophecies.
She threatens.
How do you just give out
They walk into her
prophecies?
tent, and she's like, "Get the hell out of here!" And she's like, "No, my father owns these lands. He'll kick-"
Fine, I guess I'll suck some of your blood.
Yeah.
She looked like she just woke up and she's like, huh? Who's
She
that?
did just wake up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what
That's
happened.
why she looked like that.
Looks like this show is called Game of Thrones. You guys notice that?
Was this some kind of period piece?
Okay.
That little girl looked like she was pretty young.
Basically, the prophecies are
Given out.
given out, and basically, if you listen to them and really read into them, you can see they're true.
pretty
but
prophecy-like.
Prophecy-like,
Prophetical.
yes.
Well, what were the
Cersei.
prophecies?
She was asking how many children will I have with this king, and she's like, "Oh, that king, he'll have 20 children. You'll have 3."
Yeah, you
Referring
won't
to-
have any children with this king. Well, at first she says, well, I married the prince, because I believe she was promised to Prince Rhaegar at the time. To Rhaegar Targaryen, which obviously doesn't happen. So she's like, no, you'll marry a king,
Right.
implying King Robert. So then she's like, oh, well, will we have children? Because she's confused, so she kind of like ignores it and moves on. Will we have any children? It's like, no, you won't. He'll have 20 children. You'll have 3 because they're not Robert's children. They're Jaime's and hers. And then what was the other one?
It was like
There'll be another girl who...
you'll be surpassed by another
Yeah.
queen.
Oh, a more
younger
beautiful queen and all this stuff. And that's like supposed to be Tyrell, Marjorie Tyrell, right?
Yeah.
Could be
Fuck's her name? I'm forgetting names. This is
Marjorie Tyrell.
Okay, thank you.
I'll try and help you, boss. What did you think of that scene?
Of that scene? I thought it was pretty cool. Witches intrigue me because they're magical. I thought maybe she was just some bullshitter witch who wasn't telling her real prophecies.
Did you think the witch was maybe a little too attractive? Because when I think
That's an excellent point. I was just gonna bring up. She was pretty good looking for a witch.
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
You got to watch it again. That's a hot witch.
Typically, witches are
she
disgusting.
wasn't like a wicked old witch, sure, but I'm not hopping on her in a heartbeat. She looked pretty dirty.
She looked no dirtier than any other woman in this show.
That's true, I guess.
All right. Adult Cersei. Going to, I guess, the wake.
Going to Choich
For Tywin. She's in the little carriage there. She approaches, goes up the steps.
That bugged me out with the stone eyes, right?
Yeah, but Marjorie, first of all, she gives her like a glance, like the side smile Marjorie does.
She's incapable of not smirking.
Yeah.
Riley.
Oh, man.
Oxnard likes it.
I guess that's the head priest, the guy in charge of the church.
Yeah, the High Septon, I believe. He's
okay, and he's like, hey, everyone's showing up here, people from many lands, and they want to go. And she's like, no, I want to go in alone. And so
they're waiting. They came from it. To let them wait a little bit longer. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. She goes in. Jamie's there. Now, boss.
Yeah.
Considering what occurred at...
I actually thought of that. I thought, hey, maybe they'll just start banging, because that's what they do when their family member dies.
Mm-hmm.
They just start banging.
But I was like, nah.
If I said to you, boss, would you watch a show where a brother and sister have sex over the corpse of their inbred son? Would you think you want to watch that show?
I would want to know a little more about it.
Monster!
What else is there to know? You want to know a little more about
what's
it.
the genre? Is it like, I like
Centaur
fantasy shows, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
They're centaurs as well.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Cersei and Jamie there, they share a moment. She says...
They share a moment.
Yeah,
that was a pretty lousy moment they shared.
Well, it was a moment.
Yeah.
Technically, there was a moment.
I can't fault you on that.
Technically, what isn't a moment? Tywin never wanted Jamie to become the King's Guard.
Which we knew. And she's basically like, she's pissed at Jamie, as she has been a lot lately. And she blames him, because Jamie, for this, because he freed Tyrion, the little monster.
That was the other thing that happens, yeah. She asked him, did you free Tyrion?
Right. And so, the little monster who she already blamed for Joffrey's death, and now, he killed Tywin. So it's not looking good for Jamie in the opinion polls.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, didn't he say something about, like, we're screwed now? Like, how are we going to keep this?
Oh, he says that everybody who comes in here,
Yeah.
now that he's dead, because everyone was so terrified of him,
Right.
now everyone is going to come after them.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to keep them at bay anymore. It was just his presence alone. The fact that he just existed protected them and their family and everything that they had. But
so
now
that's probably...
over.
how'd you feel overall about the Tywin character? Because that's probably the last we're going to see of him.
In the, I thought Charles. First of all, Charles Dance was unbelievable. He was
great.
a perfect Tywin to me.
Yeah.
So he was so good because in the book he's a fucking. I mean, they did a great job with the character in the show. I thought
They did, but do you kind of wish he was even more brutal? Because I
don't think you want to see.
I was reading a complaint online, like the scenes with Tywin with Arya when he was like the cup hand.
Oh yeah.
That in the show, like in the book, he was like with any cup hand, he would like smack them and do stuff like that. And even in the book, I think even with Arya, he was pretty rough and stuff like that. But in the show,
I feel like that would be too hard to swallow. Maybe if
much?
you see a kid being smacked around by this
I
guy.
don't think
right,
so.
better
It's
to shove them
HBO.
off a tower and cripple them.
Fucking do it.
Okay,
It's acting.
all right.
All right, let's move on.
I know it's acting, but it's
So
not
smack the girl, damn it!
All right.
I don't know. I don't know why they made that choice, but I mean, it wasn't a big complaint for me because I still thought I love what they did with Tywin right from the beginning. The first time you see him, he's dressing the deer. You know what I mean? He's got the knife. Yeah, and the battlefield. That was such an awesome introduction for his character. I thought. Because I just really loved that. So I mean, I don't really have any complaints. He's one of my favorite characters from the show. Yeah. So
No, I had no complaints either. I was just trying to see if there was a discussion there.
yeah,
There wasn't.
Boss just wants more smacks on little kids.
It's acting.
All right. So later on, Cersei, she's schmoozing, quote unquote, with everyone there who's surrounding the corpse, and they're talking about...
More like she's giving him bitch face.
Yeah, just having to listen to Loris's horrible comfort words.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Loris later because I have some things to say about her.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
About how much you liked some scene that Loris was in.
Yeah.
Well, there's just a difference between him in the show and the book.
Yeah, he's in the show way more.
She meets up again with Lancel Lannister,
whose hair color has changed.
No, he was always like a darker blonde. Because
he had like an auburn hair color.
No, but I think
and now it was like black with the shorter.
No, it wasn't black. It was black.
Yeah, that's what I thought, or very dark brown.
He had like a dirty blondish hair.
Yeah, not anymore.
It was still okay. It doesn't matter. The point is, he's joined this new religion.
Keep going. Yeah.
What was the name of the religion?
The Sparrows.
The Sparrows. Yes, and so you see Lancel's father there, and he's
like born again.
Is that Jehovah's Witness?
It's like yeah.
Well,
Christian? It's like I think it's like everybody kind of like the general religion. The seven hells, the father, the mother. What the fuck are the gods? Yeah, pause it here for a second, so I want to talk about this. You have like the different gods or whatever. Like there's the old gods from the north, and then you have like this newer version, and then you have like this. So that's the main religion in King's Landing. This is like a more serious version of it, I think. It's people who like kind of like here, like born again Christians or like neocons who are like the religious right.
Right.
It's like that's like kind of what it's like
a monkish kind of thing.
That's how I interpret it.
And so in that scene, he goes up to Cersei, and she has a funny line. That's like, I can't believe he was like, sorry I led you into the unnatural relationship that we had.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts saying like, I'm sorry about everything. I'm sorry about Robert and the wine. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that was the first time that was brought up, right? Because I didn't know about that.
Oh, you didn't know about that? They didn't bring that up at all?
The wine?
Yeah.
With Robert?
I didn't know he
possibly
was poisoned.
Poison?
No, he wasn't poisoned. He was just given extra strong wine.
Oh, that's it.
That's what, yeah. He
sort
made
of
sure.
Poison.
I remember Varys has that one line early on, I think in season 1. He's like, he has that line. It's like, oh, at least he wasn't taken away by his wine or something like that. You don't remember that? You gotta help me out here.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, I don't remember that part.
When Robert Baratheon is dying on the bed, Ned goes to see him, and he gives him the whole story of the boar, and he's like, oh, I stuck him good, though.
Yeah.
And then after Ned goes out into the hall, and Varys he's going to give him milk of the poppy.
Yeah.
And Varys has a line there about the wine, implying, like, Varys knows, like, something was done to the wine.
Okay.
I didn't know. I don't remember that.
I believe Oxnard. I can't remember.
I believe him, too, but this is the first time
I can't remember that, but
somebody spiked his wine.
Well, it's been a long time, I think. Yeah. Because, no, it was always fishy. It was like this guy got killed by a fucking boar.
It is, yeah. It was
you know
weird.
what I mean? Like, while he was hunting, that's bizarre.
I assumed it was like a
No, but he was,
dire
though. He
boar.
was.
No, I know, but obviously, under the normal circumstances, that wouldn't have even have happened. So something extraordinary must have taken place to lead to that.
Oaf, I kind of bought it.
That's why people didn't question it.
Yeah, but he was a great warrior.
It's the perfect crime.
Took down Rhaegar.
Fat oaf warrior.
You did take down Rhaegar.
The other thing I liked is Marjorie, like, going up to Tommen and Cersei's, like, looking at her, yeah.
Tommen is, like, getting flushed right there. He's like, oh, my gosh.
How old is he? Like, 12, 13?
I don't know, but he's, like, ready to explode.
Oh, yeah,
God.
yeah.
Jesus.
That was hilarious.
He's like, my goodness.
She's like, hey, insta boner.
Yeah. She's like, crazy.
He's like, what? Oh,
yeah.
ding.
He looks like he just jizzed in his pants.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, damn it, I gotta get to the privy now and change.
All right, let's get to Tyrion and Varys. First thought is, where's Illyrium? Illyrio.
Who's that?
The guy
That's his
whose
house.
Basically,
They are.
Yeah.
in the
Where are
big,
my friends at?
That's the guy who was...
I know where he is. We're just at his
he's the
house.
one who gave away Daenerys to Khal
Yes,
Drogo.
exactly.
in
And
the very
Viserys,
beginning.
he hooked them up
And he's
with
the one who was walking with Varys through the undercrypt, the crypt area
Right.
where Arya saw them.
I mean, I had no problem, like...
He's the one who gave Daenerys the dragon.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I had no problem with that he wasn't there because he's out doing things. Him and
but in the
Varys
book,
are
I kind of
constantly planning and scheming, and there's things always in motion that we don't know about for the good of the realm.
I just remember in the book that he was there, and then
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I can buy that he's not there because he would be out doing something.
You're making this guy sound pretty important. I didn't even know he did any of those things.
he's the number one contact for Varys. His contact.
Yeah, you see him when Arya
Dragon
is in
eggs,
King's
too?
Landing. Yeah, you don't remember that?
This guy's rich. He has a lot of connections.
See, how many other dragon eggs does he have, huh?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Because I wouldn't give all my dragon eggs to somebody.
you would to the person
Assuming
who you
he's
know
holding
would be
out
able to
at
hatch
least
him.
Also,
four of
yeah,
his
but
own.
also the whole point is that they weren't. He didn't know. I don't think that they were going to
guess.
hatch. They were
that
stone.
sucks.
Yeah, they were like
and part of the
petrified.
magic and fantasy and sorcery is that they came back to life and they actually hatched. They were like artifacts. That's like if you found a dinosaur egg.
Well, I would
You know what I
turd.
mean?
put it in a fire and cross my
like
fingers.
a fossilized dinosaur egg,
Come
and
on,
then
dragon!
you
eaten
sit
by a
on it every
T-Rex.
day. yeah.
And it turns out it's a dinosaur.
Pterodactyl! Fuck!
Not again.
I found all of Varys' lines in this episode, like, they were all, like, jokes. Everything he said was, like, funny.
Yeah.
Or, like, a little quip.
Really?
Yeah.
Even actions he did. Like Tyrion falls out of this crate. It's obviously disgusting. He's been pushing his shit through this little hole in the
You know
crate
how
he
hard it
mentioned.
is to push my shit
Yeah.
out this hole?
It's
And
probably not that hard.
You know how hard it is to toss that shit overboard?
And then Varys, all he did was take a crowbar and open the crate, and then he has to immediately wash his hands.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tyrion
barely
has
washed
been
it,
in
he's
this
just like-
crate for weeks.
Just dipped him, and that's it.
Well, that's
Come
washing
on,
your
guys.
hands at this time.
At least 15 seconds. Isn't that the rule or something?
No soap either. It's just making it wet. It's probably just making it more fertile for bacteria to grow.
Right.
I like
Let me
how,
dip my hands in warm water that's been sitting in the sun.
I like his beard, Tyrion's beard that he grew out.
It's nice. It's a nice full beard.
And
And then he starts drinking. Tyrion is obviously depressed. He
he's
drinks to the
completely
point
miserable.
where he throws up
A little.
and then continues to drink.
We probably had an empty stomach, and he's chugging down some super sweet wine, and he got sick. First, he says, "The future is shit."
Was that a reference to X-Men Days of Future Past?
He's depressed, and then later on, there's another Varys Tyrion scene, and basically, Varys is trying to get Tyrion some hope. He's trying to say, like, you're a good guy, and Tyrion's like, a good guy doesn't kill his dad, and blah, 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 and Varys is like, no, I didn't say you were perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. Also, he wants Tyrion on his team, basically.
Yeah, and then Varys has the line of the episode, the war to come. That's what he needs to get Tyrion ready for.
The line of the episode was getting a ruler back in Westeros and blah blah blah, and then it's like, who's this guy gonna be, basically, or how are we gonna find him or something. I can't remember the exact line, and then Varys goes, "Who said anything about him?"
Implying who, boss?
Bombshell.
Daenerys.
All right, so he wants to get Tyrion to Marine. Marine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marine.
Okay. There you go. That's pretty much everything with Tyrion and Varys. Important stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you feel they're rushing through this a little, Dexter? Just as reader as a book?
Well,
Just... Did you chew your olive? I don't have time. We're going out live right now.
what? No, see, I couldn't remember. This is one of the things that I couldn't remember the order of events in the book and then the show, because I thought you first meet Tyrion in the book at another point. I won't say it because I don't want to spoil it, just in case. So that's why. And my first thought was that they skipped something, and now they're just moving on to this, and so now the plan is for them to go to Marine for Tyrion to meet Daenerys, but I think that other things are going to happen on the road to Marine.
I liked it. I feel like they're
I
trying
thought
to
it was
get
good.
Tyrion and Varys and all this stuff moving along quick, whereas in the book I felt like it dragged on a little, but...
But you know what? After watching the Walking Dead season, the last Walking Dead season, I have zero tolerance for anything being dragged out in TV at this point.
Get to the end.
Like, let's go. Let's keep it succinct and tight, and let's keep it moving.
Exactly. All right. Marine. Daenerys. A lot of stuff going on here.
You open with the statue falling off of the pyramid,
the
the
big
harpy. Okay, I was very confused at this point. The harpy falls. You see this guy, one of the Unsullied.
Is it Grey Worm?
That's what I
That's
thought.
what I thought.
That's what I
A new Grey Worm.
I was like,
Yeah.
wait.
recast?
I was like, did this guy? This
did he
guy
pump
bulked up a
Or
lot.
is it a new guy?
Wow.
I did not know what they were doing. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I was like,
really
he bulked
confused,
up
too.
so much
I was-
because he was so skinny.
Yes.
I was shocked. I was seriously thought this was Grey Worm, and then this guy's throat is slit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, they killed Grey Worm. He bulked up and they killed him off.
At that point, I was like, okay, it's not Grey Worm.
Then you see Grey Worm with Daenerys and thing, and I was like, all right.
Second his throat was slit, I was like, they can't be this stupid to like recast Grey Worm and then immediately kill him and be like, he's gone.
No.
Yeah.
Did you notice it wasn't him? I hope not.
I didn't even think they recast him. I thought it was the actor, but he bulked up.
He just pumped up over a year.
Because this guy's like at least 3 times the size of Grey Worm.
I mean, if they have the what was his name, the Mountain under contract, like he can't gain or lose any amount of weight, like he has to maintain that weight. There's no way like Grey Worm after a year of not filming shows, like, hey, what's up? Where's my script? It's like
I've been training with the Mountain.
We're gonna take some budget out of that statue scene and put it into some CGI Grey Worm.
But seriously, oh my God, I was so confused. That was hilarious. But then, so you follow this bulky Grey Worm imposter
to the brothels.
Yeah, and basically he just wants to be cuddled. Just wants some cuddling.
Yeah, I tweeted ASMR gone horribly wrong.
What's that?
ASMR. That's that thing that's becoming very popular.
ASMR?
It's called audio. It's basically you listen to it through your headphones, and it's just someone slowly whispering in your ear to ear, or like you're getting a haircut, and for some reason it triggers like a goosebump sensation. You haven't heard of this?
Oh, I haven't heard of that. I remember when I would get a haircut. I remember when I was younger. You know, when they're like cleaning up the edges, like on the back of your neck.
That's what it is.
And stuff like that. I would always get goosebumps there.
It's related.
So it's
to
something
that.
related
it's
to that.
It's like a head orgasm.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's like.
Oh, I wouldn't go. I didn't describe it as that.
It's not a sexual
but
thing.
It felt. Yeah, I wasn't turned on by it, but I would get goosebumps, and it felt like.
It just felt good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Don't they have like hug therapy where it's not anything sexual?
Isn't that for autistic people?
But no, like somebody actually hugs you and it releases, just having human contact, it releases like endorphins.
That might be something different. ASMR is a very specific thing. It's all about sounds and like when you hear like paper rubbing together. People say they get it when they watch people
jizz
draw.
in your pants.
No, it's not. It's like,
who's rubbing paper? Oh my God, construction paper. Oh, such a thick bond.
Basically, that's all this guy has, and then later Danny asks.
Well, he has no genitals, also.
Yeah, but that's the other thing about this scene. It's like, where's this gonna go?
Nowhere. It's just
No,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh man, are they gonna?
I was like, I do not want to see the gash, as Varys refers to it as.
That's what I'm talking
Shall
about.
I show you my gash? That's what Varys is always saying. Right. Yeah, but then that was very when the Grey Worm, bulky Grey Worm gets his throat cut, that came out of nowhere to me. That terrified me.
Yeah, but I knew something was about to happen. It was like Breaking Bad when they hold on to a shot.
Expect it.
No, I didn't expect it because I was like, what, Grey Worm? I was still like, is this Grey Worm? What the fuck is going on? What is happening in this brothel? And so when the knife came out and cut this guy's throat wide open, it was very gory. I was totally shocked. I had no idea what was going on. And then you see the terror of looking up, this guy bleeding out, and he looks up and you see this silent figure with this mask.
I was going to ask you about that. Why would an Unsullied have a look of terror?
I think when you're dying, you're going to have a look of terror.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters.
Previous scene,
it wouldn't have been very effective if he turns over and he's like, all right, good one.
All right. Well,
you got me.
I think they're trying to show the Unsullied as more human because in other scenes you show the guy who was raising them would cut off their nipple and he wouldn't even
That's the
flinch.
other thing. That's a good point because Daenerys's translator and confidant there.
Yeah, Masala.
Yeah, the one that her and
She's fucking hot.
Oh, she's beautiful.
I think she's the hottest one.
She's
I
one of the
think
most
she is
beautiful
too, actually.
girls in the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's really good looking.
She's gorgeous.
Anyway, her and Grey Worm have like this kind of Sense and Sensibility type romantic relationship going on where nothing's being said, everything's unsaid.
Well, before we get to that, just to say the Sons of the Harpy, that's what slipped against
Oh,
them.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So anyway, she asks, "Why are the Unsullied going to brothels?" So because there have been reports of others doing this, so they're going to have this kind of experience where they're just being held and comforted. So that is concerning if you're
Supposed to be.
Daenerys and you have this army of Unsullied, which is supposed to be emotionless, unfeeling, ruthless warriors because they have nothing to fear because they don't even have if you figure your biggest weakness physically is your genitals, they don't even have to worry about that. They don't have it. So what do they have to fear? What are they going to do?
What are you gonna
cut my balls off? Yeah. Too late, buddy.
No, but also they were given like this herb that would make them like unflinching and like they wouldn't feel pain and stuff like that.
Maybe they're out of herbs.
No, yeah, that's it. Now they're becoming.
Daenerys forgot to call her dealer.
Hey, mother of dragons! You forgot your herbs.
My dealer's out.
Well, first of all, she burned that city to the ground.
You burned the herbs.
Why would the guy running out of the burning say, "You forgot this? It'll make them stronger." Okay.
You got high on your own supply. You're not supposed to do that. Rule number 1.
Later, a guy from Yunkai, that place where she got the Unsullied, shows up and he's trying to establish like, hey, look, there's an agreement between the slave owners and the slaves. Everyone has representation, whatever. And she's just being like steadfast. And the guy goes like, hey, look, as a politician, it's about compromise. And she goes, I'm not a politician. I'm the queen. And I like how Barristan Selmy, he like chuckles there a little bit.
Yeah. Good one, my lady.
This guy's basically there to go like, hey, we just asked, can you open up the fire pits?
Fire pits.
First of all, like how I said, look, I'm just here to ask, can you open up the fighting pits?
Can you open up the fire
How
pits?
diplomatic of him.
Just
he's basically saying like,
open up a little bit.
Morale is low. I think it would be in your best interest.
Morale is low.
And the best interest for everybody if the fighting pits were open.
Dario likes the idea.
Yeah.
Hey, he grew up.
Of course he would, because
Yeah.
he's the one who survived it. What about all the guys he fucking killed in the pits?
Exactly. He wants to get back in
Yeah.
there.
But he's fucking... It's such a warped perspective of the fighting pits, I think. Like,
Yeah. Oh, no, to help you
you're
be
the
a man.
champion, of course. You're the one guy.
It's a great experience.
Who had a good time
Yeah.
in the fighting pit.
It's like the same kind of mentality for like, I should join the military, giving you some structure. Get over there and fight. And then, yeah, sure, okay, that's great if you live through it.
Monarchy's a great idea. Well, yeah, you're the king.
Yeah. Of course you're going to say that.
Yeah.
He just likes the fighting pit, guys. What's wrong with that?
Fucking stupid.
Well, later with his man ass, he convinces Daenerys.
He flexes his
Always
glutes.
put my hand
Now,
up.
I had a
don't wanna
theory
see
here.
man ass.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a lot of ass
I
in this
I always
episode.
hold my hand.
Yeah,
I
held
was
my hand
there was
up.
more male nudity in this
Yes,
episode
way
than
too
female
much.
nudity, which that's not. I don't care one way or the other, but
Do you?
I do care.
I care,
because
yeah.
I get a little physically repulsed when I see a man's ass, especially
too.
in a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
And it's like that clean shaven.
Yeah,
that kinda
not
weird?
be that
Why are
clean
there so
shaven.
many of these clean shaven guys?
Yeah.
hey, look,
Fucking
just be
hair on
glad.
there.
Just be glad that it's you're covering it up because you're like, I don't like. I wish this isn't hairy enough for me. This ass.
Here's
I
my
can't be
thing.
expected to look at this
Yes.
toned, hairless ass.
Exactly.
I want a mushy, lumpy, hairy ass.
Well, think of it this
Be
way.
real.
Be glad that it's a toned, fit ass.
Didn't George Martin ever describe an ass in the book? Why
Yeah,
can't
he
they
describes
replicate
everything.
that?
Why can't
Nipples
we
and-
have a George
hairy,
Martin ass?
pimply ass.
Listen,
Did
listen,
he
listen.
describe
His
a hairy,
ass should be a
pimply
cameo
The point-
ass.
the
Let's have a
point of
Martin
the hair-
cameo ass.
The point of having the hair on the ass, the hair's blocking the view of the ass. How microscopic it may be,
Look.
you're seeing less of the
That
ass.
is
That's how I
true.
think of it.
No, that's true.
Jingles, friend of the show. Seen his
Friend of
ass.
the show.
He's not a friend of the show.
No, he's an
Does he
asshole.
listen to the show?
Yeah,
He listens to our reviews.
he's also He's also been.
I don't
He's
think
also
so.
in the D and
I think
D.
he's fucking caught up in
Okay,
any
Jingles.
show we review.
Here's my test. Don't tell him. Hey, Jingles, you listening? Send me a text. Just say, howdy doody. And once I get that
All
text,
right.
I'll know.
Yeah.
for
Oh, that
sure.
is it. Yeah, we'll see. Listen to it. But
I'll
anyway,
listen
all right, fine. We're not gonna. My point is that Jingles
Right.
constantly showing his ass. Boss, you can attest to it. Actually, Oxnard, you have firsthand experience with this.
Yeah, he ruined the great cake I made. No, I didn't make. I bought. I was so
that makes it
startled.
sound like he sat on it.
No, he buried his ass. I turned around, his ass was there, and I got scared, and
Right.
I dropped the cake.
So anyway, he's
A cake that he
constantly.
asked for.
This is not like a. That's not like the only time he's done things like he's constantly mooning and doing that. You can see the hair doesn't really cover anything up. That's my point. He has a
haven't
hairy
really looked
ass.
at
I
it.
never looked at it.
You've
Yeah.
never looked at it.
No.
Why? Why would you look at it?
I didn't do it on purpose. I turn around and it's just there,
Well,
and then I look
he's-
away.
He's attempted moon me many times where I've seen like the top portion of his ass, but I never looked into the asshole.
Neither am I. No one's talking about that.
That's what it sounds like you were
No one's
describing.
talking about that.
That's what it sounds like. You were saying the hair blocks it.
No,
What are we talking about here?
No,
Talking about the crack?
Oxnard.
Or the
No,
hole?
the whole ass, not the whole of the ass.
The whole ass? You think the hair blocks the whole ass? It's the
That's what Oxnard is saying.
No,
I'm
he's
saying
saying-
the amount of hair is less ass because
I'm just saying that that's not true.
I have a
because
theory.
I've seen Jingle's hairy ass
Can I say my theory?
against my will many times. I'm not. No one's talking anything about looking at his asshole. Jesus.
All right.
My theory,
Moving on.
how Dario used to be the chin guy. I think in preparation for this upcoming ass scene, they had him show his ass, and his ass was just so disfigured and horrible that they're like, we need to replace this guy
Yes.
with a superior
An
ass.
ass double is
Maybe,
going to cost
yeah.
us too much.
Yeah.
Just it's cheaper to get a new actor.
All right. Basically, after that, after the ass, there's more ass later, so we'll get to that. But
They could have CG'd.
Then
You
Daenerys-
thought we were done talking about ass? Guess
Daenerys
again.
goes to the fighting pits, which is where the dragons are, right? One of the things there. She goes down there. Dragons, they have like a little jump scare. They jump out. What do you think, Boss and Dexter?
Oh, I think she's fucked now. I think,
Do you think the dragons are trying to hurt her?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she has,
No.
She's lost control. That's of the dragons.
This
That's
is
why
what I
they're down
thought.
there.
They're blowing fire, but they're not blowing fire at her.
weren't,
What I
yeah.
think is they were trying to light up the room to see her because they've been so long in the dark they couldn't see.
No, I don't
I
think
think
so. I'm sure
dragons
they have
can
like
see
a
in the
night
dark,
vision.
yeah.
I mean, dogs have.
Then
night
why
vision.
weren't they
No,
blowing
could
fire
smell
at her
They could
face?
smell her.
Why weren't they blowing fire at her?
I think maybe it would have cost too much money.
No,
What?
no, they
don't
were
know.
blowing fire. I think it was just
They
more.
would have burned off her clothes. She
They
wouldn't
might
have got
look-
hurt anyway. She's immune to fire.
No, I'm not talking about from the perspective of the people making the show. The perspective of the dragon's intention of blowing
Yeah.
fire in
No, I
opposite
think it-
directions.
at
to
what-
light
Like
up-
a
I don't-
warning fire.
It could have been, but I think that's how Daenerys was interpreting it because
I
the
think
whole
they just-
fear is that she has lost control, and that's why she put them down there in the first place. And she feels terrible about that. So they could have either just been, one, excited to see her, and that's how they're reacting physically with the excitement, because that's, mommy's here, or whatever you want to say. And then, so they're blowing fire and excited. Or it could be like a warning, like they are displeased. But would a dragon, like would an animal like that have a memory? Like, hey, you put us down here and now we don't like you. I don't think so.
She's the mother of
That's
dragons.
what I'm saying.
I
think
just think it was a stupid detail that maybe they messed up based on your question.
No, I think that it's just something that's just behavior that we don't know how dragons are supposed to behave normally. It's not like you can say like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'm a dragon behavioralist, and like there's a Caesar Milan of dragons saying like, Khaleesi, don't worry about it. That's typical dragon behavior. They're excited to see her something. It just shows that she feels like it's just to show that she doesn't have control over them.
Well, anyway, my prediction is that those dragons are going to kill her. That's my prediction.
Okay. My idea was like they hadn't seen her in a long time. They missed her, and they were just trying to light up the room to get a good look at her. Even if they had night vision, I think looking at her in light would be better. Tell us what you think in the comments. That's the last scene with that bitch. Littlefinger in the lane.
That was a pretty funny scene.
Had those two kids fighting. One kid sucks.
Yeah, you know who that is, right?
Oh yeah, Robert.
Yeah, they're training him, and then Littlefinger's like, we're leaving, but I
like the
leave
Royce,
this.
the Royce says he swings a sword like a girl with palsy.
Oh yeah, my God, that's ridiculous.
Those Royces.
Oh my God, but yeah,
That's the most ridiculous chest plate, that guy.
Oh yeah, we
Royce?
talked about this.
I know we have, but I just got to say.
It was an
again, it's
episode,
ridiculous.
Dexter, where you were on high on Percocet from your wisdom teeth. So me and Boss, and we were talking about the Royces, and
oh, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Belly plate.
And I like the part where he says like there are other gifts that he can give, and he says like the name, and then as he turns to Sansa, he says the gift of a great name. That's something good to have. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
This little detail.
And then they're basically they leave, and they're going to make for
they told the
fingers.
Royces they're going to some place, but they're really heading.
I think it's called the Fingers. Finger Lakes. Yeah, but the Finger Lakes. But they're not going there, and so you don't know where they're going exactly. And then there's a conversation between Littlefinger and Sansa about who
Sansa.
to trust.
Sansa.
And, well, if you didn't trust them, how can you trust the carriage driver. How can you trust
wheels,
the knights that are with
grass,
us?
the clouds, the moon,
Just kill yourself.
your fingernails, your
Little
eyeballs.
fingernails.
And Littlefinger's basically saying, well, I pay them. You're right, but I pay them really well, and they know what happens to people who disappoint me, so I'm not too worried about that
They
right
get the
now.
finger.
Oh, the Littlefinger.
Just shoves it up their nose.
Right in their hairless assholes.
All right, let's get to this scene.
So anyway, but what happens is that scene's intercut with the scene between Pod and Brienne.
That's right.
And
yes. A short scene, very short.
very short scene. It's just to like give you an update, I guess,
Basically,
on where
this
they are. And
episode-
she's bummed because she just
Yeah.
lost Arya, and she can't get rid of Pod. She
Because
wants
they
to
were
be
right
alone.
there, right, as they were leaving?
Yeah. So what happens is
was kind of
Sansa and
implied-
Littlefinger,
Yeah, that
their
was bizarre how
caravan passes by
'cause remember, that's
as
where they
they're
were.
talking about how Sansa's still out there. We can still look for her. You know, don't lose heart. And he is refusing to leave her, and he's still like wants to be her squire. And all this kind of stuff. And then while that scene is taking place, you see Sansa and Littlefinger's caravan passing by. I thought
there.
that was hilarious.
I like how annoyed Bran is with Pod.
Oh, yeah.
I just like that for some reason.
Pod with his super dong.
I'm looking forward because they have some interesting stuff coming up in the book that I can't wait to see.
yeah.
And
Oh,
Pod,
yeah.
I'm always endlessly fascinated with Pod. And
He's
I'm
an
wondering-
enigma.
Enigma with a horse cock.
Yeah. He's an enigma wrapped in a riddle with a horse
Speaking-
dick.
Of Knights, Loras.
Oh!
This scene. Now, I just want to say about Loras, I just feel like in the show, they're really harping on the gay stuff. Like, the gay stuff doesn't bother me. It's just like the gay stuff.
That's not the impression that I'm getting.
No, because in the book,
I know
Loras...
what he means.
Loras,
I know what he means. He
Loras
doesn't
in the
care that
book
they're gay.
was
but-
so passionate with Renly, and like he was a knight, and was helping guide everything, and now...
Lore seems like a whiny
now
jerk.
he's changed.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that same... I even know... Like, Loras in the book, he's not that huge a character. But
No.
He's not presented like this. He's not, like, just...
I just think
obsessed
that
with-
Loras is like an arrogant asshole.
He's becoming... Yeah.
Like,
I don't like the character.
every time you see, he's just like he's just a jerk.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's
Plus,
him
I have to
and,
look at a lot of gay sex.
You don't like
There's
Oliver?
nothing wrong with that, but...
Oh, fine.
No,
if you
Oliver-
like watching, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It just doesn't mean I particularly enjoy watching.
No, I just don't like how they kind of made him into this. Yeah, like this guy. The only thing he cares about is like, oh, when's the next time I'm gonna get to be having?
You know what it
sex?
is? Oliver,
Like he
I
doesn't
don't
know how to
like
talk
Oliver.
to Cersei. He just comes off as weak. Whereas in the books, I didn't get that impression. I saw him more as like more dynamic.
He's just annoying. He's just annoying. And that
the
guy,
show- in the show.
his lover, Oliver, is annoying.
Olivar.
Olivar?
I think he spelled Olyvar. I think
Probably.
Probably.
But then
yeah, it's
Marjorie
like
says
Peter. But, they always George Martin just throws a Y in there instead of an I.
Marjorie looks at his butt as he walks away, and they start.
Oh yes, that's right.
They start scheming. Basically, Marjorie's like,
I thought Oliver was a little disrespectful to her.
I don't think Oliver gives a shit.
I don't like Oliver. I'm gonna say it. You heard it here first.
Was he in the book?
No. That wasn't. None of that was in the
Basically-
book. I don't think.
No,
All
no.
they allude to
There wasn't a
They
chapter
only-
him
devoted
being
to
gay.
Boss, this is how they allude to Loras being gay in the book. It's just one. I think it's pretty much one
It's at
line
the tournament
tournament.
in like in the first book of Game of Thrones.
Littlefinger does like a little quip at him that hints something.
Okay.
The show took that.
And we have like 8 scenes
Yes,
with him.
like
with
here
a
he
gay
is
lover.
shaving
Yeah.
Renly's chest. Here he is
Yes,
blowing
that's
a guy.
right. That's
Hilarious.
right.
Because
Like-
we have seen him in a lot of sex scenes.
Yeah, stuff that's not in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand the need
That's
to make it
true.
like this gay
If it was
caricature.
one
You know what I
line,
mean?
Why are we? Yeah.
It seems like
That's
a caricature to me. Like,
I don't even know what the point of that scene was.
I don't know what the point
other
of-
than to have a scene with where it's like, hey, look, we have a scene where two guys are intimate.
No, but then Marjorie implies, because Loras is saying,
That
like,
she's
what choice do
gonna
we
do
have?
something,
Like, there's no secrets here, and I have to marry Cersei, you have to marry Tommen, and Marjorie
Yeah.
has some kind of veiled, creepy line. He says,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be like that, and then the scene cuts, and
Yeah.
it goes to the next Tyrion.
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Look, gay stuff is fine. It's just like, come on, man. It's becoming like a. Does anyone agree?
It's gotta be relevant. No, that's
In the-
true.
no, in
It's
the
only
comments,
one
like-
line in the book, and then they just throw so many scenes.
No,
it's a
I
little
think what
strange.
you're saying is, do you feel like they're just doing it for the sake of doing it?
It feels like, like hey, it's hinted that this guy might be gay. Yeah, let's have a bunch of gay guys, and you see their butts.
You know what, though? I
touching
guess,
each other.
but it is in line with all the other sexual stuff that's in the show, where it's just constantly you're bombarded with sexual things for no reason.
To every scene, and he's right. It seems a little stupid for that to be just about Marjorie hinting something. At the end.
That was the purpose.
Right, that was the purpose of the scene, but that was like,
she could have did that elsewhere.
You know what it is?
They could have done that at the at like the repast that they were having for Tywin.
I just like the idea of the Knight of the Flowers character being the super awesome knight who's like a true knight.
Yeah,
but he's gay.
Yeah,
but
doesn't care. To hell with
like
public opinion.
He doesn't care about being a knight anymore, and he should be fighting battles like a knight.
Yeah,
right?
No, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so I got a pee, so let me just pause this real quick.
Do you want to bring that up real quick? About Littlefinger? Back to Littlefinger?
Yeah, I mentioned that Littlefinger got a note, and I assumed that note was like a warning that he should leave there. Where are they now?
They were at the Eyrie.
Oh, the Eyrie.
Just outside the
maybe
Eyrie.
he should leave the Eyrie because they're not safe. I thought maybe that's what the note was about.
Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring Robin out of the Eyrie more. There's actually a scene in the book when you see the trip of bringing Robin out, and he's like freaking out, the basket, which they've yet to show in this show.
Yeah.
The basket is on this pulley system, and it bounces against the rocks and the strong
blame him
winds.
for freaking out. I mean, also, like, they don't show that either,
note.
but Sansa has basically been a mother to him.
Mention the note. And
I know. I don't know
about Robin.
Wait, what?
I said I mentioned the note, and you just talked about Robin.
No, I was just doing a side thing that I just remembered. I don't
We
know.
don't know
I don't
what the
what
note was. We don't know what the note
I
was.
just wanted to
Whatever connection he has, probably.
I know. No, I know what you're saying. Oh yeah, it's note, mysterious note. Yeah, and Robin is scared about going down.
I would assume the
the
note.
fuck is Robin?
The note came from the place that they are now
Christopher
heading
Robin?
Oh, really?
to. That's what I would assume. He got a note and he says, "Okay, Roy says we're gonna go west, but we're gonna go east." And then they start heading west, and the Royce is like, "That guy drives a carriage like a woman with palsy."
Yeah, doesn't even know east from west.
Hey, Paulie with palsy over here.
Paulie Palsy.
I'm a Royce.
How you doing?
My name's Roy Royce.
I like how the Royces are basically like the Sopranos.
And they all have weird haircuts. I always remember that.
The
comment.
Royce.
The Royces.
The Roys. The Royces. Oh!
Hey!
Where's the gabagool?
Where's your fat plate?
Oh, this is something I just noticed in the beginning when I was rewatching it. In the very beginning where they had the montage and clips from like previous thing.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard because the way they cut how Tyrion killed Tywin. Tyrion shows up, points the crossbow, and then you see Tywin on a toilet. He goes, "Tyrion, you're not my son. You're no son of mine." And then Tyrion goes, "Yes, I am." So I was just thinking, if this is like the first time watching the show, and like you think that's how that played out, like it completely undercut all the drama. After we're done here, I want to replay it for you because it's so hilarious.
Oh man, that's funny.
It made me chuckle like a woman with palsy. Jon Snow and the Wall. That's my favorite line of the episode.
I can tell.
Oh man.
First of all, the first thing you see is Jon Snow fighting the kid who shot Ygritte. So for 2 seconds, I was like, what the fuck?
Just constantly nodding at Jon Snow.
No, at first I was like, is like Jon being like an asshole and like really beating up on this kid? Yeah. And then then you're like, you know what, Jon's a pretty good guy.
John's just taking him under his wing.
Yeah, he's saying,
so to speak.
Yeah, lift your shield, come on. But
take off your pants.
What I liked is Gilly asked Sam, like, you don't train? And then Sam's trying to like build up, like, I could say, you know, I killed a white and one of those guys and
a thin.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think any other knightsman.
I might be the only guy in history. Yeah.
Basically any excuse to not do any physical labor.
But no, he's got a point.
He does have a point.
They must hold him in pretty high regard, I guess.
Well, he is Sam the Slayer. Isn't that what they call him in the book? Isn't that like his nickname?
Something
because after he kills that white with the dragon glass, he does get like an ironic nickname. You know.
Gilly's very upset because
Sam ate all the cured dried meats.
The baby is so hungry. No, Gilly is like saying like, you know, don't let them send us anywhere. And Sam is like, wherever you go, I go. And she's like, no, Sam, we're not leaving this place.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work. And he's just kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jano Slint and...
Jano Slint.
Fuck.
Harkin.
Yeah, Admiral Harkin. Anyway, it's the two guys that hate Jon Snow, and they're in the running
Always
to be
pissed off.
the commander of the night. To be commander of the Night's
The what,
Watch.
Dexter?
No, they're in the running to be the commander of the Night's Watch. They're basically going to have like an election.
Right.
So it's going to be like a kind of like vote called to figure out who's going to be the next Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Suddenly, in case you forgot, Melisandre says, Jon Snow, come
Are
with
you
me."
a virgin? Good.
That was another note. Why
You're
does
not.
Jon attract all these redheads? All these hot to
Yeah,
trot,
what the fuck?
shapely redheads who are like taking his gloves off, making them
They're all
feel their
dangerous
skin.
too.
Yeah, what is this?
They're all very dangerous.
Should I just start like acting like really? Raise that shield.
Yeah, have a
Right the hell time.
constantly look like you're about to cry. Okay, be mopey.
Be a
at all
mouth
times.
breather. Mouth breather.
Yeah, mouth breather. Act like you have you're the only one with the right answers, and the world is wrong, and everything's going against you.
You know what it is, man? He has such a fucking cool dog, and that dog is such a chick magnet. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, not in the show because
showed it.
because Ghost is never around.
No, they showed it in this episode.
Did they?
Yes.
I didn't even see
It was
him.
in the foreground when he's fighting with Ollie.
Why? Jeez, I
Yeah.
missed it.
And it was
In
huge.
typical Game of Thrones fashion, you see a
It was
wall.
huge.
for a second.
No, it was really
seconds.
big. The way they shot it, it was like a
Wow, I
optical
missed that.
illusion. I think it looked really big.
They
in the
do like
foreground.
forced perspective. Yeah.
I must have looked away for a second or something. 'Cause
He goes up to the top of the wall. Anya Knight and Stannis are up there.
I love Davos.
I think Davos asks him, like, you know who's running Winterfell? Or Stannis asks him. They're basically trying to see if they can get Jon Snow to crack, and Jon Snow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
You're
Roose,
right.
Roose Bolton is at Winterfell right now.
Right, and he's saying he'll go and put his head on a pike,
And they say, like, there's a lot of things I want, but, you know, I'm a sworn brother to the Night's
and they're
Watch.
kind of like, relax, steady your steeds. Okay, we're not talking about you. We want the wildlings
Right.
to fight for us. And they're like, what, the wildlings? Like, what a ridiculous notion. And then they're like, oh, well, you have till sunset.
What, did you eat a rotten lemon cake?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Pigeon pie.
Yeah. He's like, you got till sunset to get that Mance Raider character. Raider?
Mance Raider.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I keep...
He doesn't ride anything.
He rides the wind.
It's Rayder. Raider.
Yeah, okay. For some reason,
Darth
when I say it...
Vader? Hello?
Every time I say Mance Raider, I'm like, I'm making that up. That's not what the name is. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Anyway, he has till
It's not as bad
till
as Lancel
sundown
Lannister.
to get Mance Raider.
What a stupid name. Lancel Lannister.
I love drunk Robert.
There's a
in that show. That
montage.
was
It
hilarious.
says it's called The Best of Robert Baratheon on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just all his
I
great
should
drunken
watch
moments.
that.
It's amazing.
We gotta
I watch
watch
him from
that.
time to time. I
We
was
gotta
like,
watch
man, what a
that.
character.
I gotta
That
see
is a
that.
great character.
Oh my god. So anyway, they're like, you have till sundown to get Mance Raider to agree to help us, right? Otherwise, he's going to be sacrificed to the Lord of Light. We're going to burn him alive. So Jon Snow
He meets with him.
basically goes to meet with him, and Mance is like,
I really like that scene.
yeah, that was a really good
Yeah,
scene.
even though that Mance Raider is nothing like the Mance Raider in the book.
No, that Mance Raider, I always pictured he was supposed to be like, because when you first meet Mance Raider,
He's playing
got a pregnant
a lute.
girl. He's playing a lute. He's like the most unsuspecting person. The last person you would think would be Mance Raider.
So I think in the
He's
show,
like very
they
charismatic.
figured if we made Mance Raider like that, idiots will be confused. So let's just make him seem the way you
They
would
make
think
him like
he-
he's constantly prancing about. Jon Snow, hiddly-dee, hiddly-doo. I will light the largest fire the world has ever known.
So I'll sing you a song in a tavern, I will, and then we will eat some lemon pies, and I am Mance Raider.
His shoes have like giant curls at the end.
jingle
of the
bells.
toes. Yeah. Yeah.
I lead the wildlings north of the wall, we will kill all southern kings. Okay.
And he's wearing tights.
Obviously,
Yes.
He's just wearing a green.
tightest
It's just
tights.
it's just one green leotard.
Do yourself a favor and Google image Mance Raider. You'll see like illustrations like from people inspired from the books, and then you watch Mance Raider on the show. It's such a vast
That's
difference.
hilarious.
It's amazing.
That's funny.
But anyway, that was a good scene. And he's basically saying, like, I can't do that. You know, I can't.
And I like the
can't
line-
agree to that.
Yeah, if he bends the knee, they won't follow him anyway.
Yeah, I'll never bend the knee.
That was a good point.
Yeah.
Well, if
The
I
only
was
right I
Jon-
want is to make my own mistakes.
If I was
something
Jon
along those lines.
Snow, I just would have went back to Stannis and be like, hey, if he bends the knee, they're not going to follow him anyway, so what's the point? Maybe Stannis would have said something else.
I honestly thought for a second, a similar thought to what you had, where it was like, maybe Jon Snow just goes to Stannis and is like, yeah, he'll do it. You know what I mean?
We ride south.
Yeah.
Tell him to meet up with us later.
Yeah.
Charge. Okay.
He can bend the knee in front of me another time.
Yeah, the wildlings are sharpening their knives. He'll be right there.
Yeah. Tormund is really excited. Said he's so happy.
He has a huge smile. He's talking about banging bears again, which might be gay. I don't know with this show anymore.
Certainly, maybe more hairy than some of the other butts we've seen.
You never fucked a bear. No one wants to hear how you fucked a bear, remember?
Yeah, but that accent was like, you never fucked a bear.
Never fucked a bear.
I just picture like guys sitting around a construction site at lunch. You never fucked a bear. Get the fuck out of here.
That exchange happens, and John's a little upset, but he's hoping maybe the second Mance. They bring out Mance.
He does respect Mance a great deal. That's the thing. So it's hard for
he
him
respects
on that
the
level.
wildlings. I feel.
Absolutely. Why do you think that Melisandre asked if Jon Snow was a virgin? And then he says no, and she says good. What does that mean?
Because she has magical stuff going on.
Well, doesn't she want... Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
Because Mance Rayder is the one that's being sacrificed.
When she was using the leeches on, what's his name?
Bronn?
No, Bronn is the Tyrion's bodyguard.
What the fuck's his name? Yeah, what the fuck is his name? God, I'm really bad with names today. Anyway, I know what you're talking about. The bastard, Robert's bastard.
Yeah, wasn't he a virgin?
Yeah, I guess he was.
And I think she was trying to seduce him there to see if he was a virgin, and she could tell he was, and then he needed virgin blood. So maybe it's good that John's not a virgin. Cause...
No, she wanted his blood because he was the blood of a king.
Okay.
Because it was the blood of a king, not because he was a virgin or not.
Shut the
fuck up, Oxnard. No, that was because he was Robert's bastard, not because he was a virgin.
I don't know. People in the comments, explain why Melisandre, without spoilers, why you pretend, even if you know.
Just forget it. Don't say
forget the whole. Let's call the whole thing off.
But anyway, so then, so now we have it's dusk.
It's nightfall.
It's nightfall. The sun is set. Mance is brought to a podium of wood, kindling. Everyone's there to watch. Stannis kind of gives him the ultimatum. You can basically pledge fealty to me. I'm the king, or you're going to burn in the name of the Lord of the Light or whatever. And then he doesn't do it, so they're going to set him on fire. Melisandre gives her spiel about there is only one God, blah, blah, blah. And then it was a really scary scene because I really felt like, oh my God, it would be so horrible to be burned alive.
Yeah. I have a comment about this scene.
Yes, boss.
They made a whole huge little setup to burn him. I figured it would have just been like, a stake, tie him up, put some logs around it. There you go. Burn him.
Isn't that what they did?
No, it was like a whole platform, almost like a hanging platform.
Here's the thing,
in
I
the
think
Old
of it.
West or something.
I think of it as like
a gallows
setup
thing.
Yeah.
The way I think of it is like every night they probably build like a bonfire, and now they might as well just make a big one. And
it wasn't like a bonfire; it was like a constructed deck.
Make it big because you're killing a guy anyway.
Also, not just a guy though; you're killing the guy who has claimed to be the king of the North.
Yeah. So if you're gonna kill
Stannis
that guy,
says,
you might as
There
well.
is one king, and that's me. You lost. So what's it gonna be? You gonna bend the knee, or are you gonna die here? So I think they're not just gonna. They're trying to make a statement there too.
Yeah.
Because all the wildlings that are there watching, all the prisoner wildlings, Tormund, Giantsbane's there, all these guys are there.
Yeah, Tormund gives
he looked freaked out, right?
What's his name again? Mans Raider. I felt like Tormund gave him a look like, you better not bitch about it. Like don't act like it hurts, you pussy.
I thought he gave a look like that
was the look he gave him like.
I thought he gave a look like, oh shit, this is horrible. That's what I thought he looked like.
I thought he looked at him like, don't.
It's up to
you're just getting burned alive. Don't be a sissy. That's what I felt.
Now,
Tormund's like, I've been burned alive before. Yeah. Right after I fucked that bear, it's no big deal.
Exactly.
John can't take this, so he leaves after nudging the kid who killed Ygritte.
He nods to to the Nutter.
And basically, John takes a bow and arrow, hits Mance Rayder right in the heart, puts him out of his misery, so he doesn't have to. His wildling followers don't have to hear him scream and yell as he's burning alive.
Yeah. Also, Mance Rayder reveals.
I would think.
Well, for sure, because Mance reveals that he's afraid.
Yeah.
And you can see it's like, so what's it going to be? Hanging?
he's
They're going to cut my head off,
wailing,
and they're going to
too.
be like, oh, burning alive, and he's like, oh.
Now, the only way
That's scary.
this
If I was
episode.
him, hold on. If I was him walking to this fire pit, I would have put up a fight. Maybe they'll kill me on the way there. I don't have to worry about getting burned alive.
No, but then you're
That
going to
doesn't
go.
look very
Yeah, you're
good.
going to go down as a wuss.
He's trying to go out with some class.
Well, no, I'd go down with a fight, but obviously I'd
You're gonna be
lose.
taken
He
down
already
to
gave
killed.
up. He already gave up.
Well, that's the thing.
He yelled at everybody to surrender. That's why they're here. That's why he's being burned.
guess.
What could have happened at the end of this, they missed a great opportunity, is next morning they all wake up, the fire's still simmering, they look in, Mance is still there with 3 dragons around him.
Oh,
He stands up nude with them suckling on his teats.
is that all you got?
And then there you go, Daddy of Dragons. Like Daenerys.
Yeah.
Somebody has to say.
Tell me that wouldn't have been great.
Somebody has to say that, like Stannis goes, "There you go, Daddy of Dragons," like or Davos says that.
Blood of my blood.
Daddy of Dragons. Daddy of Dragons. The guy that warlock guy shows up again. Daddy of Dragons.
What warlock?
You remember in the thing with Daenerys when
Oh, and the temple thing?
duck sauce guy, the duck sauce.
Right, yeah.
He was kidnapped, and there was that warlock guy, Mother of Dragons. That's how he talked. So the guy pops up again, Daddy of Dragons.
I'm still waiting for those warlock guys to come back and kill Daenerys or something.
Maybe
Well,
I don't know.
she's kind of hard to get to. I
They
mean,
got like a vendetta against her.
hey, man.
No one's too hard to get to for a warlock.
Yeah, they're
Oxnard.
fucking warlocks. They turn into shit.
I honestly don't know much
They turn
about
into
warlocks.
little girls and leave crazy bugs.
That's why you're gonna get it.
A warlock can turn into a little girl?
Yeah, remember it left a bug to kill her, and Selmy
right.
saved her. from
Right.
it.
That's right.
That's when he
That's
was
kind of a scene that happened in...
But that wasn't a warlock.
Yeah, it was.
The kid was a warlock?
It was one of the warlocks.
Or the warlock had the kid do it.
No, he turned into a kid.
All right. Now, we got to bring back this classic
girl.
segment.
What did boss think?
What did you think, boss? So now I'm reading the book because obviously there were at least 40 things me and Dexter were like holding back here.
Yeah, we had a private discussion earlier.
You came about
before
20
you
minutes late.
arrived about spoiler things.
Our dick,
Oh.
some
'Cause there
balls
were
were
covered
out.
it?
No, because it was all spoilers. I mean, we can record it. Usually we do a spoiler episode later.
The original idea was to do one before we started the season, but no, it's
fuck that.
it's fucking work.
Yeah, it's best to do it after. Also, this season's unique because there could be things
Like more
that are
asses.
brand new for us.
Imagine the asses on next week's
There's
episode.
going to be so many asses. It's going to be outrageous.
Next episode, I looked it up online. It's just called Man Ass. Mayonnaise, you say? No. Man Ass.
mayonnaise
Mance Raider? No. Man Ass.
later.
No.
All right, what did I think?
You tell
Did you
me.
take notes or anything?
Yeah.
mental notes?
I'll just put it in
I still think a lot of these episodes are very soap opera-y.
I
like
agree.
this one.
No,
But
I,
at least this one, I thought it was a good episode. You know, at least the guy gets burned. The guy's throat gets slit. We see some dragon action. So I wasn't bored.
right.
So I liked it. Saw some Tormund making a serious face. Because that's good TV, in my opinion. He's got those eyes that just bug out like darts.
Do you care at all about Grey Worm and their relationship? Because that's
And
not
Melisandre.
No, that's not
Melisandre.
Melisandre. Melisandre is the
Missandre.
sorceress.
You mean the other...
Missandre
the hottest chick
or
on the
something?
show.
Who we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah, her.
How
what
soon
do you
we
mean? What do you mean about it? Like she asked...
Because
him-
honestly, I can say I really don't give a shit about the Grey Worm character that much.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of
But I understand
weird
how he's
they
kind of. I don't know
focus
where
in
that's
on
going to go to, because that's. I don't understand it.
They're gonna have some stupid ass scene where he's with her and she's stroking his hair, or head.
Bald head.
Didn't they already have something like that?
No, he was
just saw her
bathing,
tits.
and then she was like jiggling around in the pool next to him.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have. Zach was gonna have. They're gonna have a scene.
Go jiggle around by the pool for it's hot. I'm gonna go jiggle around by the water.
Yeah, and then we made fun of his hole, like how they would.
Yeah,
he'd finger himself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was very
his gash.
Look.
Anyway,
disgusting.
This is what happens when you're not around.
Right?
I mean, boss,
You didn't
so
listen
talking
to
about
that?
horrible
That
things.
was quality.
You guys are sick.
Anyway, I think they're just gonna have a scene where she's comforting him like that, and
They scissor.
No, and
They touch butts.
and he tells her why. I guess he'll tell
Ass to
her
ass.
why the Unsullied like that or something. I don't know. He'll give some stupid Unsullied sob story or some shit like that. That's what I think's gonna happen. But that's all
Here we
it's
go
gonna be.
again with the another unsullied sob
It's
story.
not
That's
like
all
Dario.
It's gonna climax. That's it. I don't know. Like you said,
Dario,
what's the point of
Dario's got a
including
different sob story for his life.
No, but every
episode.
Unsullied has the same exact story. They all are taken from kids.
I was
No,
a
he's-
slave and my genitals were chopped off.
This guy won't shut up right here. They're
Yeah,
I'm talking just as much as Oxnard.
exactly.
yeah, but I'm not right
They're-
next to him.
It's not like
But
his
this
sob
guy-
story. He's gonna tell her why this Unsullied like when I don't know girls stroke their head or something. I don't know.
No, she asked why they go.
But yeah, he wasn't
and
telling
he said,
her.
I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't want to tell her. Then he's
I don't think he
lying.
knows.
He knows. I think he knows.
I think you know. I think
He's
he
just
knows.
not a psychologist. He's a fucking soldier.
His name is Grey Worm.
He has an idea why they do
I
it.
kind of feel like the Unsullied come off as too human, and I kind of don't like that.
Well, see, I think that's the point, though. That's the whole point, is that they are becoming too human now. So I think just like Daenerys is losing
Was that in the
control of her
books?
dragons, she's going to lose control, maybe, of her Unsullied
Do you think
army.
the show?
She's
No, that was not in the
softening
books. I don't
Do you think the show is getting a little bit too pussified? These guys should be a little bit more psychotic, crazy people.
I like craziness.
But
so.
you know what it is, though? Like, there's not... I don't think they're trying... They need to add, like, some drama and trouble to Daenerys, Daenerys' story arc here. Because all she's dealing with is
Politics.
bureaucracy of trying to manage this large city.
Raise taxes on hot dog buns, Daenerys.
Nay.
Where's Drogon? And what critics are calling
That's
a
a good.
miss
That's
move.
a good question. Where is
Unsullied are getting their heads rubbed,
Where
not the ones you think,
is
in brothels.
Drogon?
That's what
Do you
I want
guys
to know.
know in the books? Does it tell you where the tales of
He has his own
Drogon's
chapters.
travels?
Yeah, he's basically underwater. He's discovered a UFO.
He's the Loch Ness
settlement.
Monster?
Yeah, he time travels, and then he's the Loch Ness Monster for like 30 years. He really screws up everything in Scotland for a while, and
Yeah.
comes back.
I mean, I think I already predicted that a dragon's gonna get warged.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna happen still.
Any other thoughts, boss?
Did you like the
No.
Stannis' creepy wife and kid watching the
Oh,
burning?
yes.
She was real happy
Oh,
about
that
it.
was weird.
We forgot to
Yeah.
mention that.
Creepy.
For a second, I was
Yeah,
wondering
she
who
looked-
the fuck that was, and then I realized, yeah.
She looked like she was getting off on it, and I felt bad for the kid when she closed
Yeah,
her
the kid's
eyes.
just there because, she's getting dragged to this, basically. I don't think she's interested, but...
I felt the same way when I used to go to church. My parents took me to church when I was little.
Oh, God, I hate
I had to
it.
close my eyes, my scarred face, and
I used to bring a Mighty Max toy with me. You remember Mighty Max?
oh yeah.
I used to have those with
Did you
me.
bring the whole play set or just a little character?
Nah, it would just be a pocket one.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually,
Cool, man.
I'm actually,
Sweet.
Such a cool kid.
I got more interested in King's Landing, because I want to know what's going to happen there, like who's going to be in charge. Because that little kid's not going to be in charge. Come on, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Tommen?
So who's going to be the
No.
new hand?
I don't think he's going to be, yeah, exactly. He's going to be the new hand, the real king, basically. I think maybe Jaime is. That's what I think.
Well, she's the queen
They haven't-
regent.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I almost said
And
something.
I think maybe
You don't say
Jaime.
anything.
Jaime
I don't
might
remember.
Go,
We know who the hand's going to be, right?
I can't remember. So tell me later.
I think maybe Jaime's just gonna announce.
It's not a
himself
major
king,
character.
even if not hand.
Anyway, what were you saying?
That's all I got. I hope that there's at least some White Walker action next episode.
That's all I got. I hope that.
And I also want to see Arya
She'll be in the next
doing a
episode.
backflip.
specific.
I'm
Yeah.
looking very
Ninja training.
I'm looking very forward to Arya's stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. She'll be in the next episode.
I'm looking forward to Brienne and Pod stuff and the stuff that's going to be happening with Jamie.
My guess is that Arya, at the end of all the books, is king.
Well, Queen.
How about that?
No twist.
No, she turns into a man when
I
she
was
wants
a liar.
to be king.
I was a
and
boy the whole
woman
time.
when she wants to be queen because she's a faceless person.
It's like in Jurassic Park because they used amphibian DNA when they filled the gap in the dinosaur DNA, so that nature finds a way.
Oh, that's right.
Nature finds a way.
You believe that a female character will become king? Remember the Asian guy? That's what he does before he says nature finds a way.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to act. Didn't work. All right. Remember we used to do like say your night ideas and I draw it or something like that. I guess we can do that, but I think I can do that for like next week. But I think we should do something different. So leave ideas like what you can do. Something that doesn't involve
Asses.
I mean, we asked them a bunch of questions already. We asked about the.
They have enough homework.
Yeah, they have enough homework.
And also, I know
Listeners,
people
just
left.
listen and do your homework.
People left comments on last year's season finale.
Oh yeah.
Just if you want, if you really ask a question that you want us
Old news.
to answer, just say it, and then at the beginning of next week's episode, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
I'm boss.
I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter. That was not harmony.